The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jim Heyman with CGNA. I'm the Director of Business Development, and this is our CGNA Web Institute. We have a webinar training today with ZoneFirst, and I want to say thank you for taking time out of your afternoon to join us. We're very glad to have you on the call. There's just a couple of things that I want to mention, and if you've been with us on a webinar, you know most of the drill here. One of the things that we've done now for quite some time is on each of these webinars, we mute the call. It just makes it a much cleaner and quieter, less distraction for the presenter, and everyone's able to hear really well. So you will be muted. However, having said that, our presenter today, Jeremy, definitely wants any and all of your questions. So please, even during the webinar, you feel free to just type them in the chat box. He'll either respond to them when he sees them then, or if it's maybe better later in the webinar or at the end. And we will have a Q&A time at the end. So anyway, there's certainly an opportunity to hear any and all questions that you have. Couple last things. The webinar today is going to be recorded, so it will be available on demand. So if there is someone at your company that would like to be on the call today, maybe got pulled away to the counter and couldn't be with us, we will be glad to make it available. You can get a hold of myself or Harshal at our corporate office. Just shoot me an email or Harshal, and we'll be glad to send out a link to get you the webinar for your team. So, okay, that's all really I had, and I'd like to just introduce, as I mentioned, this is a ZoneFirst training webinar today, and I screen well, saving energy comfortably, zone by zone is their tagline there. We have our presenter today is Jeremy Levine. He is the National Sales Manager with ZoneFirst. By the way, Jeremy and Dick Foster both are going to be in Chicago next week at the AHR Expo, and they're in booth 4812 at South Hall. Would love to have you come by, and Jeremy, I want to say thank you for being with us this afternoon, and the microphone is all yours, sir. Welcome.
Great. Thanks so much for the introduction, Jim. And I appreciate everyone who's listening in on this and to hear about our new wireless zoning system and the future of zoning. And thanks to CGNA for putting everything together for us. Just a quick little background on who we are. Shut this down here. We've been in business for over 50 years now. We used to be called Trouble Temp, and then back in '99, Honeywell bought our company out, and then a few years later, Honeywell moved everything down to Mexico. So shortly after that, Dick Foster came back out as ZoneFirst, and we've been in business since '04. But the family is still who designed and installed original zone dampers 50 years ago is still the key to our company. So that's kind of our background, and we appreciate all your support. Just a little bit of more of a background here. About 6 months ago, we moved to a brand new building. We moved from a 15,000 square foot facility in New Jersey to a 30,000 square foot in another area of Jersey. And it's allowed us to ramp up our production, have better inventory control, better shipping process. This is just some pictures of our inside the factory. The top left is we've set this up as a Boeing lean manufacturing line. One straight line is all panels, and we do all the testing before it ships out. We roller all our own metal in the back corner there, and we test the motors before they ship out as well. We have inventory. We ship same day and next day, and then we have plenty of doors receiving for all our raw goods. This allows us to do is be able to manufacture up to 2,000 dampers a day, whereas before we were maybe a quarter of that. This is just a new product that we came out with, our spring bypass damper, to compete with the Honeywell CPRD. Seems to be a big push in the market to have something like this. Basically what we did is we eliminated the crank arm. We ship our product out with the spring motor attached to the damper itself, and it's just push and turn. Super simple, easy to install. You don't have to worry about balancing the damper when it gets put into the ductwork. But back to why you guys are all here to talk to us about the future of zoning. ZoneFirst, we're the only fully integrated zoning company in the U.S. We manufacture all our own dampers. We roll our own tin. We have our own motors. We make our own boards. We ship all your jobs complete. We manufacture here in the United States. And we're here to be your partner, not to be a manufacturer that needs you to work around our system. We're here to fit in with what you all are doing. So what's next for ZoneFirst? Smart zoning control, Wi-Fi zoning system, app control in your hand, a way to balance your system with ease, provide comfort, office to office. We all know that the biggest complaints in an office building is someone's office is too hot, someone's is too cold, they're battling for the thermostat. And with buildings going to, the building management systems and automation systems, this new app-based system will provide information to go along with all your automated systems for your commercial properties. So we partnered up with EcoVent about 2 months ago, and some of you may have heard about this product when it came out. Short story, the company, when they had a great product designed by MIT, and they went to market with it. They didn't have all their ducks in a row. They had some limitations, and they went bankrupt. A company called ConnectM bought them out, all the intellectual properties, the patents, and they came to ZoneFirst to help them go to market. So we're in charge of all the marketing and future product development for this line of products. So this is just real simple. It's app control in your hand. You have your diffusers, your registers, and a hub. And as you can see, this is where they go in. This is a home one, but it replaces out your current registers. But for the commercial properties where you can't get the ductwork, this is where this system really shines. I'm going to play a quick video here so you understand how the system works. This is a home, but I understand how it works in an office building. We provide
Jeremy, you need to turn up the volume a little bit if you can, please.
Yep, let me see.
X-ray of the building energy flows between rooms,
There you go.
floors, outside environments,
Is that better?
work in the walls.
Yeah.
Vehicles have had CFMs for years, and they are the basis for motor vehicle safety, health, and driver wellness. Since '96, the vehicle has been equipped with onboard diagnostics for precise maintenance and repairs. And today, vehicles are integrated with CFMs to allow for auto-braking, blind spot alerts, and even autopilot. This is why every building needs a CFM, as we only spend 6% of our time in vehicles versus 87% indoors. The sensor devices measure pressure, temperature, and humidity to create the building X-ray. We apply science and thermodynamic principles in our algorithms to assure the right climate in every room, by controlling the HVAC and dampers in the vents. All while to assure the safety of the HVAC. A CSM provides the visibility to monitor the current state of the building and report the safety, maintenance, and comfort conditions. We put this power in your hands, allowing you to control the climate for each room. And you get a building health dashboard for health and safety diagnostics, allowing for simple service calls and repairs whenever there is an issue. Get building climate control today.
All right.
Okay.
We provide climate control.
Hang on. All right. So that was just a quick little video of how the system kind of works and how it balances out around all the office space, how you have individual control office to office. Currently, this is the offerings, floor, wall, and ceiling. The plug up here in the top right, that does your temperature and humidity control. And this hub here attaches to your Wi-Fi router, and that talks to the system internally. Everything runs off of a Z-Wave. So the only thing the Wi-Fi, the router does is just really take the updates in and communicates with the thermostat on the system to talk to the furnace. But the registers and the hub talk to each other to make sure the system is all balanced. Here's a little blow up of the app. For a commercial property, you would set each of these up as each person's office. You'd put the app on the phones, and each person can control it, and the register motors, the damper door for that matter, modulates. So it'll only open up as much as needed to keep that room at the called for temperature. And rooms that are set as vacant now become dump zone rooms for the bypass if there's too much buildup in the system. This app to the right here is the future app that supposedly will be ready by end of the year, and it's for contractors. So it's going to keep track of the RPM speeds of the furnace, keep track of cycles of the motors. It'll keep track of your humidity, potential molds, filter changes. Even if you have to make simple appointments, you'll be able to do all this through this app. So here's kind of a little blow-up screen of how to operate the system. You can switch between your home screens, alert messages, your system settings, any kind of support. You can change your system to the heat and cool mode to turn it off, much like the thermostat on the wall, except this thermostat's walking with you everywhere you go. Here's a picture of the blow-up screen, as you can see on the top here. There's preset scenes, you know, bedtime, daytime, out of the office, but there's also, you can create, I believe, up to 20 different scenes for how you live, or, you know, especially how you work in your office, so you're not blowing air when you don't need to. And this is just more controls in here on how you live your life. Someone comes to the office at 8 o'clock, the other office, someone shows up at 10. This way you're not blowing through the whole office all day long. And changing priorities. Lunchrooms aren't really used until, you know, between 11 and 1. Offices aren't opening up, conference rooms aren't always being called for. There's no need to blow air through different rooms that aren't being used all the time until you have to walk in there. And you can do your minimum set points. You can set the room never to drop below a certain heat range, never to go higher than a certain cool range. And again, control for each room, vacant, occupied. It'll keep track of your humidity levels in each room. So if the front of your office is all sunlight, you get your solar in the afternoon, you can set things to make sure everything runs balanced. The system, the static pressure bar behind the registers is what maintains the system and keeps track of how each zone is operating. And because they communicate with each other, it balances out. It'll constantly shift the rooms around to make sure that the system is blowing longer. It allows your furnace fan to blow more consistent, have less cycle changes for that matter, sorry. More information that you can pull for your, especially for the building automation systems. It'll tell you which damper is open, how far it's open. You can see here, this one's closed, this one's open 30%, this one's completely open, as well as your battery life in the dampers. Thermostat details, where your temperature is currently set, what the set point is, what mode is all operating in. All this will be able to be controlled through the building maintenance for each office space, because, you know, life is changing, and having more control over the room, more control over your office space, keeping everyone comfortable is really huge right now in this industry. And here's just a more detailed on the room, what humidity levels in the room, what pressure's running through the system. Again, right here is the battery levels. Currently, these dampers run off of batteries. The reason why we're showing it all to you, one, easy to install. You don't have to worry about getting to the ductwork. But the next iteration of these products, which is what we're in charge of this summertime, we're going to have an optional battery install or hardwired install. So we don't have to worry about the battery life dying out for these registers, as well as currently there's only a couple sizes, but we're going to have registers that will go up into the ceiling to fit better into the round 8, 10, 12, 14-inch ductwork, as well as in the walls and the ceiling. There'll be more of universal fit to accommodate more office space. Right now we're a little bit limited, but it can be rigged in there. You know, again, scenes and schedules. Everyone knows how they come to the office, what days they come in, when they're going to be in there. All this is very important with keeping control of your energy efficiency in the office buildings. The system also keeps track of outdoor temperature. So through the app and the Wi-Fi, it's seeing what's doing outside, what your office is running at, and it'll give you guys printouts on how to maintain your system, to know what you may need to install or change out. As you can see here, the dining rooms are running, over here on the blue lines, and then this right here is your outdoor temperature and the time of the day it's hitting. So, again, thank you all so much for your time, your support of CGNA. On behalf of the ZoneFirst family, we thank you for all your support, and really just understanding how we can fit into your organization with this new smart zoning system. We're going to be at the AHR show at booth 4812 with samples there to show everyone how it works. But a lot of you do a lot of commercial properties. This is going could be a big winner for all of you out in the field, where you don't have to cut into duct work and you can solve people's problems, rather quickly. So that being said, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to go in the chat room or, chime in or even send me an email.
Okay, Jeremy, this is Jim. So back on the apps you mentioned there, the app
Yep.
for the rooms is available now, but the contractor app with all of the information, you expect that to be out this year for contractors?
We're expecting to have it done towards the end of the year, correct?
Yeah, okay. But the other app, the first one, controlling each of the rooms, that's already available with this.
Ready to roll, and this the system itself is ready to roll. It's just limited on size, so we can work with the contractor currently to make templates to be able to go into the existing registers right now.
Okay.
And I say templates because we have 4x10s or 4x12s, but it may be a 10x10 opening. So as long as we can block the airflow coming out, we can put one of these registers in or diffusers to make it work.
Okay. Harshal, do you have any questions that have come into your box?
Yeah, Jim. So we don't have any questions so far. So
Okay.
yeah, for all attendees, if you have any questions, you can enter them in and go to a webinar panel in the questions section.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you this, Jeremy. Will this product be on? Are you going to demo this at your booth at the expo next week?
Yeah, we have a great setup and a great new booth, and all this product will be there for demoing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, along with we'll have this. We'll have our regular zoning products there. For touch and field. Please come by the booth.
Okay. Good. Well, are you seeing any questions in your box, Jeremy?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, that usually means you answered them all. That's usually the sign of an excellent presentation.
You know what? This product is when the product came out, it was pretty unbelievable. And there's about 300 systems installed right now, if not more, in commercially as well as residential. And we've had no callbacks, no returns. It has solved a lot of problems out there. And just because it balances the system. Residential, why this is here especially is for the retrofit market. You go into a split level home, the ductwork's in the middle of the floors. If you you don't want to cut through plaster, you're not sure if the dampers will actually work. You put one of these systems in, it'll balance out the house and really just modulate the dampers around, so it gets you better airflow, and the homes they've been running a lot healthier. Okay, good.
Well, unless there's questions, Harshal, let us know if there isn't. I think we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I will mention there's some good information here, a quick overview of the future of zoning. We have recorded this, and it will be available if there's someone else at your company as a CGNA member. You have access to that. So anyway, please let us know if you'd like, and we'll send you a link. Jeremy, any last comments before we go?
No, I just really thank everyone for their support. We thank you for the support for CGNA. You guys are a huge outlet for us. We have a lot of great new products coming out this year. Like I said, that bypass damper, the EcoVent especially is going to be a huge win. We're going to be converting that into our regular zoning products to give everyone a more flexible, app-controlled, smart office, smart home opportunity.
Good. Sounds good. Well, thank you for a good presentation. Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody on the call. And if you're going to be in Chicago, please come by the ZoneFirst booth. Jeremy, I hope to see you there, sir.
Thank you very much, everyone.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Harshal, for helping us out. Harshal's our IT director in our corporate office in California. Harshal, thank you, and have a great afternoon, everybody. Take care.
Thanks, Jim.